Aquí está lo prometido, la segunda parte de la charla que tuvieron un grupo de hinchas en el canal de Don Hussam hablando de Lucho Díaz y su contrato. La primera parte la puse la semana pasada, si no la han visto vayan a verla, aquí está. Esta segunda parte hablan más de Cody Gakpo y Lucho Díaz, que a quién deben vender o no, o retenerlos. Algunos son más neutrales, Don Hussam es el más neutral usualmente, aunque él hace 2 años no lo quería Lucho, pero ahora como que ya lo quiere más. Así que ahí van a ver las opiniones. El monito es el que quiere... Monito, dije como si no fuera monito. El monito es el que quiere a Cody Gakpo y van a ver las cosas que dice. Dice un par de cosas que son mentira y yo le pongo una gráfica en rojo para que se den cuenta que lo que está diciendo él es mentira. O no ha investigado o se comió el cuento de que es así o alguien le dijo eso, porque muchos de los que quieren a Cody Gakpo o no quieren a Lucho Díaz se comen un cuento todo raro de números y eso. Así que yo les pongo la gráfica en rojo mientras él va diciendo eso, así que para que se den cuenta. Y bueno, como ya saben, suscríbanse, denle like al video, el pulgarcito me ayuda mucho, el pulgar hace que crezca el canal, bajen rapidito. Yo también me olvido cuando yo miro canales que me gustan en ponerle like y yo sé que a lo mejor se olviden, así que bajen, toma un segundo, es gratis, suscribirse también es gratis. Gracias a todos los que comentan, sigan comentando, yo leo todos, trato de contestarles a todos. Les quiero dar un poco de contexto antes de que empiece el video. Liverpool ha contratado 3 jugadores. Aquí están, Kerkes, que va a ser lateral izquierdo, para que se den cuenta porque no se sabe si Robertson se va o se queda o Tsimikas. El otro es Frimpong por el lado derecho porque se fue Alexander-Arnold, se fue al Real Madrid, que es, no sé si lo han visto en el Mundial de Clubes. Entonces Frimpong lo viene a reemplazar. Y Wirtz, que es la superestrella, uno de los mejores volantes del mundo, que lo trajeron de Alemania, que muchos dicen que va a ser, que si se queda Lucho van a ser una muy buena dupla. Ese es Wirtz, hay que echarle ojo, muy buen jugador. Espero que se quede Lucho y que no, que toquen, hagan paredes y todo eso, que es lo que le gusta a Lucho, así que esperemos. Esos son los 3 jugadores porque los mencionan, les quería mostrar eso porque ellos los mencionan dependiendo de lo que hablan de Lucho, de Cody y todo eso. Bueno, ahí los dejo. Cody Gakpo, Lucho Díaz, ¿a quién venderían? Esto es Golazo, nos vemos muy pronto. Cualquier cosa que pase en el Mundial de Clubes o cualquier cosa que pase con los jugadores colombianos, aquí se los traigo. Nos vemos muy pronto.
If given the choice between selling Diaz or Gakpo, I'd sell Cody Gakpo and I'd keep Luis Diaz. That's genuinely what I think. I'd give Luis Diaz 140, 150 grand a week, keep him. And the reason why I say that is the following. Luis Diaz is more versatile. Luis Diaz can play across the front 3. And Luis Diaz, in my opinion, would be better playing alongside a Florian Wirtz. That's my take.
But the thing is that I don't think anyone can disagree because, again, Luis Diaz can play down the 9 in a system like that better than Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo has a better shot on him. Cody Gakpo gets into more dangerous areas, but if you add a player like Florian Wirtz, you're going to give Luis Diaz more space. And if I give Luis Diaz more space, I think that he's going to succeed more. And, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like the best of Luis Diaz is better than the best of Cody Gakpo. I just don't know which one you're going to get. But I think that if you were to put both players and you had a magic switch and it turned on 100% for each of them, Luis Diaz is better than Cody Gakpo.
Can we let K-Mac talk because he's the only one that might disagree?
No, I don't agree. Like Luis Diaz went about 4 months without a goal. Like Luis Diaz has previous of being shit, and that can happen again because it's already happened. Cody was shit because he was played in loads of weird positions by Jurgen, and when he wasn't played by Jurgen, he was played by Slot. He had his best season, and I feel if Cody was played more and Diaz wasn't played, I think Cody would have got many more goals and many more assists. Like, unfortunately,
do you know what's funny?
Cody kind of got sacrificed in a way. Like,
you could argue Diaz got sacrificed by playing false 9, right? But the second part, I don't know. I think I always go back to when Cody first signed, right? And I think that's the best version of Cody. Like, and that's when he played in the center. When I saw him score the goal against United, I don't know what the chat and you guys think, But when you're scoring the goals against
Well,
United,
that little dink,
and he was running across the right hand side, I was like, this is a player. That's when I was looking. I was like, right, you know what, Cody's good.
So he's got the minerals then to do it in other areas, but he hasn't needed to.
Does. Yeah, but that's testament then. I know that's what we think, right? And again, I've always said it. I'll keep both. But ultimately, Slot looks at it and he's like, yeah, Diaz is better. Otherwise, Gakpo would have played more games because good players, you just get them on the pitch. That's like when you're a player, you just play no matter where, and you try and fit them in. Because if that was the situation, he would have just been like, you know what? Diaz he can only play on the left, so you know what, you're going to be on the bench now, and we're going to play X player here, and do you know what I mean? So
I think Diaz will give Kirkes more room though when he bombs forward than Cody.
Yeah, true.
They're both good players, you know. I like both of them. It's I like Cody. I think Cody's got a lot of ability as well. I think. Do you know what it is sometimes when I watch Diaz and Cody? I think Diaz believes in himself as a footballer a little bit more than Cody does. If that makes any sense. You know, like...
We are forgetting all the goals that Cody scored, by the way, aren't we? Like, we are forgetting that he was a bagsman. Like, goal, assist, like, for a number of games.
Isn't it, though? Majority was in the Carabao.
Like, he got over 30 GA, didn't he, this season? Near enough 30 GA.
I think
like,
Diaz
put on loads of goals for Salah, scored really important headers, which Diaz doesn't do. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but I think guys 29.
No, but I think K-Mac's got. I think Gakpo's got a space in the squad, like having the option to go and play a Gakpo and a Diaz. It's worked well. Like, I wouldn't change it, right? But when you just look at it on, like, if there was a final tomorrow, Diaz is playing over Gakpo. Like, we've seen it, like the proof's in the pudding. So it doesn't matter what we think of Gakpo. On that basis, Slot would probably be more inclined to let a Gakpo go than keep the player that he doesn't believe in as much. Like, when I look at in world football, for who's available, I'm not going to lie, I don't think I'd want any left winger. I don't think I'd want to keep Gakpo and Diaz. So for me, it's a bit worrying. You've now, and this is what happened, and this is what I was talking about, is with the contract extensions that you've made, and with the signings that you're making, players. So now you've got Konate and now Diaz. First teamers are looking at it and saying, "Hey, I want a bit of the pie as well. Why are they on that type of money? And this is my level of importance to the team. All right, cool. I want to go, but you don't want to let them go." That for me is going to cause some problems. And look, from a Liverpool perspective, of course, you want to keep your players and you want to pay them as little as possible, and you want to max out the return that they give you. I fully understand that. But from a footballer's perspective, yeah, this is poor, man. And when you look at what Diaz is on in particular, like he's being shafted there. I don't know. From what I've heard from people that I know in and around that camp, my missus is Colombian and friends and all of that, he doesn't want to go Saudi. So for me, that's why there's anger there, because he doesn't want to go Saudi, but also wants to maximize his earning potential, because you've got one career, and that's the kind of, do you know what I mean, the crossroads he's at, because Liverpool don't want to sell to Barca, because you're selling to a rival that you may face in the Champions League potentially. We've seen how far they go, and Liverpool obviously want to go far in the Champions League. And B, they want to just get as much money, and they feel like they're going to get done if they sell him for 50 million, because how do you replace a player like Diaz for 50 million if you're just going to if you're not going to add money on top? And I think that's where we're at with the situation.